Joined here by assistant football coach Bo Highburger. And Bo, we appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you. Good to be here.
How's it sound now to say, assistant football coach, having that in front of your name now?
Yeah, it feels good. It's an exciting new change for me, and it's been a lot of fun.
You feel like it's settled in now for you, because sometimes that transition can be tough because, you played throughout your career at linebacker, and now you've had to close that chapter and become a coach. I mean, how's that transition kind of gone for you overall?
It's been a really good transition for me. I'm lucky to have a lot of coaches and the players on the team. They're really welcoming, and everybody was pretty positive. It seemed like with me taking this position to come here, so it was a good fit, easy transition.
I was going to say, too, how much did that familiarity help? You didn't have to go to another school, learn a different program, any division. I mean, you already knew what the defense was. You knew Ferg. You knew all the guys going in.
Totally. That makes it easy anytime you're doing something in any industry. I mean, going into something you already know, so you kind of have an idea what it's going to be like, especially going to the same university, coaching at the same university you played. It was an easy transition again, and really a lot of fun to kind of see both sides of the game, being a player and a coach now. It's been really fun.
And you still helping out with linebackers, and assisting with Slowy. What has it been like coaching with him now on that side?
It's been great. So, Jason's a great coach, and I learned a lot from him as a player, and I'm continuing to learn a lot more now as a coach. There's so much behind-the-scenes stuff that goes into everything, and he's done a really good job of explaining stuff to me and being really helpful along the way.
You have to be really happy with looking at our linebackers this year. A lot of them have been making big plays. Nate Proctor week after week. Seems like he's all over the field.
Oh, yeah.
Jalen Parnell's been making big plays. I mean, he goes on Tyler Wharf's making big plays. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, those guys always stand out. But what have you been excited most to see from those guys this year?
Well, we have a really great group of guys. Even those stars that you mentioned, those are the studs that you see on the stat sheets and stuff like that. But there's a lot of young guys we have too that are up and coming that are going to be some real players for us, and that's what I'm most excited about. Seeing those young guys develop. There's a few guys that come to mind: Ian Russell, as well as Isaiah Abraham. He's kind of a known guy around here, but they're just a good group of guys and a good work ethic. And those older guys, Nate and Jalen and Wharf, and Jalen's sophomore, but those older guys, they do a really good job of being really nurturing to those young guys and helping them out and kind of showing them the ropes.
When you recap this season, 5-3. It's crazy to think we're already 8 weeks into the season. It seems like it's flown by. I'm sure it does for you guys every year. You get into camp and it just flies by. But how would you kind of assess the way this season's gone for this team so far?
It's been a great season for us this year. We've worked really hard. I know being a part of the team last year, it was always a big goal of ours to be in the running for the GNAC title and just being a good team in general. And it's been great. It's been guys have really worked hard, and they've earned it, and they've done all the right things to be there, to be where we are now currently. And it's just been a blast to see everybody work hard and win some games.
How excited was it to see, like we talked about that Central Washington game, of course that was a tough game, heartbreaking loss, but how excited was it to see those guys turn the page, they came out really strong against a very tough opponent in Midwestern State, especially you guys on the defensive side of the ball. That team put up 70 points the week before. You guys home to 22 points, a lot of 3-and-outs. How exciting was that to respond in that kind of fashion?
As a coach, that's exactly the kind of thing you want to see from your team. Coming off a tough loss, and especially an emotional loss like we had there, where it was so much at stake that game, for us to respond and come back that next week and play the way we did showed a lot about the guy's character. And I think that not only the guy's character, but the program and in general, just kind of the sense of who we are and what we're about.
And last thing too, we talked about seeing guys go through the program. They're really successful. What was it like to see like a Tyrell Williams, a guy that you play with and were around? I mean, how neat is it to see him at the next level and having all that success?
It's awesome, and especially a guy like Tyrell, who's really humble and just a good person in general. Seeing a guy like that who works his butt off and a small town kid comes out to Western and do what he has done and continues to do, it's an inspiration, I know, for a lot of the guys, from myself, and again, he just represents the university well, and he represents us as a family as well too, really well.
All right, Coach, we really appreciate you taking the time catching up with us today. Best of luck the rest of the year, and we'll see you soon.
Appreciate that.